No.
There's a
Oh.
corner there too.
That one.
Yeah. Or sorry, back on here.
Oh, nice. Whoa.
Can you see yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Hello, guys.
Okay, everyone, say hi to our guest, Jehzan. Oh my goodness, you have it. Oh, yo, MTV Raps.
Yeah.
Okay, I want. Okay, so you need to show off this cat. It's so cool. Yo, MTV Raps. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
What's up, Instagram? Good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep, that's.
Oh,
they
no, I want to
want
start
to
day
take
drinking
pictures.
now. I mean.
I mean. Yeah. I need some whiskey.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah. How are you feeling, by the way? You doing good?
Good. I'm tired too, so I really related to what you said.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, but
But you had hustled on.
yeah. Hi guys, thank you for watching. Getting the interview started.
You really
Right
know how
now.
to work it.
My girlfriend and our little Hanai kids are watching. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hi, babes. Yeah. But yeah, that's on Instagram. And
Okay.
you're on
You
Yeah,
are
I like
listening
it.
to
Instagram
KNDI
totally
Radio
notifies
12:70
you.
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah.
Voices from around
It's
the
really
world.
it's good for live.
Oh, really is. I agree. Next is you, yeah. Okay.
To our valued listeners, are you curious about the Las Vegas real estate market? Do you want to know why many of your friends and
Las
relatives
Vegas,
have
no,
bought a
no,
home
Las
there?
Vegas.
Oh.
Las Vegas has one of the hottest real estate
Want me to change
markets
it already
in the U.S.
Yeah, fade out.
Pacific Century Realty and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Pagarupam kadi ang makasalbar ka iti panakasiguro ti lugan mo. Sigolo Auto Policy, Manipod Island Insurance, ket makasalbaran ti ginasgasod. Manipod 27 dolyar kada bulan.
Yeah, I think-
Sigolo
can we
ti
click
kababaan a bayadan panakasiguro ti lugan Manipod Island Insurance. Saan mo nga orayan iti panagkaso ti agdama nga insurance ti lugan mo. Para iti libre nga kotasyon, teleponuan iti 643-4000. Wenno bisitahin iti islandinsurance.com. Sila tayo iti Island Insurance.
That's like a confessional, but
Oh,
there's
my
no-
goodness.
there's no like barriers. But I'm like, it's like you're asking me the questions and I'm talking to them and talking to
Island
them.
Insurance.
Oh, sorry. That was awesome.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, there's one more.
I would give you this, but we cannot hear
That's okay.
anything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were wearing one, so you. Okay.
Can you make it louder? I don't know if they could hear it. That's fine.
Hopefully they can.
Let me try some.
Oh, that's cool.
Nothing's coming out from this. Nothing's coming out from this.
Oh, really?
Can you play it out?
9688 or email us at corderocorp@aol.com today.
Yeah.
And we are back to the Pilipinx Collective. Good morning, everyone. We are here with our guest, Jehzan. Jehzan, say hi.
Good morning. What's good?
Thank you for coming in and joining us on this Sunday morning.
Yes, of course.
So, okay, if you don't already know, we will be doing rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So it's a little warm up for you.
Yeah.
You ready?
All right. Whew. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago.
Okay, perfect.
Let's
perfect.
go.
Let's wake you up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll start off. What is your full name?
Whoa, like my government name?
Or no, whatever name you
Just
want to give.
whatever name.
No, my name is JehzanExclusive, aka JehzanExclusive.
Okay, and then describe yourself in 3 words.
Artist, educator, entrepreneur.
Okay, and then your best memory from 2018.
Oh, there's so many, but probably my first headlining show, which was in October.
Nice.
And launching my tour campaign as well.
Nice. Okay, and where was that?
So that was held at the studio at Hawaiian Bryant's. Shouts out Lava Rock, Hawaii, and everyone who was on that lineup.
And then what is your goal trip for this year?
Well, actually, I got started on that early because I went on tour to Davao City, Philippines for the entire month of February last month. So that was one of it. But you never know what's going to happen throughout the rest of the year. So I'm looking to go, West Coast again and probably maybe visit the East Coast at some point or some other part of Asia. But the possibilities are endless at this point,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Okay. And then what do you like to do for fun or to wind down?
That's a hard question because like I rap, I do music to wind down and also to get hype. So it's like it's like I use it for both things. But really, as far as like for balance, I like spending time with my family, going to the beach, playing sports and stuff like that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then could you give us an elevator pitch of who you are?
My name is JehzanExclusive, pinay artist from Honolulu, Hawaii, born and raised, and just looking to inspire the next generation of hustlers and Imagineers out there. I know that's a Disney thing, but yeah. Imagineers.
You are taking me back.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Shout out to those people watching online. Let us know if you remember Imagineers, because I know it's like a made up word, but and it's totally Disneyfied.
Yes.
That's a word.
Yes.
That's a new word too right now.
Yeah.
But it really kind of set off like our hustle and our grind to like really just like, okay, this is our passion, 1.
Yeah.
2, this is what we have dreamed of, and 3, this is how we're gonna work towards
Yeah.
it. We totally are Imagineers.
Yeah. Walt Disney saw
yeah.
no boundaries through all of the different decades
Wow.
and mediums. He was Walt Disney, or
That is amazing that you just said that.
Yeah, imagination and engineering.
So I have a question.
Yes.
All right. So you are very you and Lane and I are very close in age.
Yeah.
And we were just raving about we also, though we consider ourselves millennials,
Yes.
we're also very in close not relationship, but like we're very close in, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but there's a Generation Z, right? And we were talking about how they have grown up marketing and branding themselves.
Yeah.
And there are people like our age or even older millennials that are on the cusp of it, but have totally like are trying to balance / learn it as well.
Yes.
So and we gave you a shout out earlier because we believe you are doing it 100%
Oh my
well.
gosh, thank you.
Seriously. Like when I pull up my Instagram, I'm like, yes, this is awesome. But sorry.
Well, thank you. I see you guys liking and all
good.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I was wondering, is this all learned? Does this come natural to you, or can you just let us know how that all come to be?
Well, first of all, like I gotta give a huge shout out to my mom, Jessica Balanet. She's probably hustling right now because she's a loan officer.
Oh,
so
nice.
Even on the weekend, she's at open houses and doing meetings
cool.
and all that kind of stuff.
Do you go to open houses with her?
I haven't really, but I'm probably going to start this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so so shout out to her because she was able to brand herself. Or?
Yeah. My mom was young when she had me. Both my parents were young when they had me, but my mom raised me, single mom in Hawaii, pinay. Like, Fil-Am, she's 2nd generation, I'm 3rd generation.
Nice.
So, anyways, as far as like branding myself, ultimately, I think you just gotta like stay true to yourself, because we can brand and do all this kind of stuff on social media, but ultimately, it's like, who are you really? Because that's who you got to deal with. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I have homies who are like, in the the next generation in high school, starting college and stuff like that, and they're like nervous about posting everything,
Right.
you know, and
right.
even people who have like more followers and like more viewers and stuff than me, they're looking to me like, how do you do that? And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's because I know myself, and you can't skip growing up, you know, you can't
Yeah.
skip experience.
It's
You have to
true.
go through the process. This in the past like year or two, I've really like started to, you know, brand myself or whatever, but really I've been doing this since I was a kid, or like
Yeah.
just through the different activities I've done throughout my life. And then, you know, through college I studied marketing, and I could go
Wow.
into that, but all of that is like on my biography. I talk about it
Yeah.
in my songs. So
Yeah.
my music and my content is where people can really find all that stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. Speaking of content, so Jehzan has a great treat for us today that we will be
Yeah.
showcasing later on in the
I'm
show.
excited. Thank you.
Yeah. So, if you could just give a sneak peek of what that song title
Okay.
is.
Okay. Yeah. The song is called Better Things, featuring Bombs, Kalihi
Bombs.
Bred,
Woo!
Las Vegas living, but
Wow.
was born in Davao. So we have a whole
Wow.
connection right there.
Nice.
He's my engineer. He's done. He's been a producer for me. He does artwork. A very multi-talented
Oh
young
my
fella
goodness.
out in Las Vegas right now.
Does this fella come home and visit
Um,
often?
He did, I think, for the winter time. I believe his parents still live in Davao, so
Oh, wow.
he tries to go there. But he's raising like his family and stuff
That's
in
awesome.
Vegas. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shouts out Bombs.
Love
I try to shout him out all the time. He's just been part of my, you know, like behind the scenes
Yeah.
network for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to let the viewers know that you can give us a call. You can talk to Jehzan.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
go.
Jehzan, right behind you or to your right, there's
Okay.
a phone number. Can you let them know where to
Yes,
call so
yes.
that they can talk to you?
If y'all want to talk to me, tune in 946-2845 or 946-2846.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
Give us a call.
Also on the TuneIn app, guys, and on the website KNDI.com.
So what's up after that? Did you tell us any future goal trips this year already?
Yeah, I mentioned my Davao trip that
Oh,
I did
okay.
last month, and then kind of like endless possibilities for trips the rest of the month, rest of the year.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a place that seems, well, nothing's far fetched or out of the reach, but is there something that, you know, in the next 5 years, this is where I wanna perform?
Yeah. I definitely feel like I need to get my stripes as an artist and like as an entrepreneur, going to the East Coast, New York City,
Yeah.
Toronto.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like, you know, just a lot more major cities, I guess you could say. I've performed in LA, but not like for my own show.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So in LA, so how do you get invited, or how do you find out about them, and how do you get connected?
Right. So, in 2015, and this is actually kind of the reason why I first came on KNDI with Brian. So
Oh,
shouts
yeah.
out Brian Kuya.
Hey.
Yeah. And we're just, anyways, in 2015 I went to this like hip hop cipher called Team Backpack. So that's what that was in 2015. Yeah, it was like a whole hip hop music conference.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that is SXSW
South
something-
by Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that something that you would be interested in going to?
Yeah,
Interested?
definitely.
Awesome.
It's just a matter of like getting all my ducks in a row,
Yeah,
you know, for
I
that kind of stuff.
understand.
But I have a lot of friends like in my network that are doing that, who have done that. So it's really exciting to watch. Yeah.
I was totally about to ask. You answered my next question. Okay, so my next question,
Yeah.
Elaine. Okay, so Jehzan is totally in my brain, I think.
I'm
I was gonna be like, okay, so you know, you are forging a path of your own, seriously, and people who would love to, become an artist or rap or even just sing, can go to you for possible mentorship. But I was gonna ask. My question was like, who have you looked to for mentorship, and who have you not, I don't want to say followed in their footsteps, but basically, you know, a lot of the time we're going in blind sometimes. So who have you looked up to in that way?
I know this is kind of like, whatever, I'm just gonna say it. I look to God, you know, like first and foremost. I'm not necessarily religious, but I grew up kind of in like a religious childhood, church and stuff like that. So even though I'm not really involved in any particular church now, the spiritual component is really where like you need that foundation. And I learned that from my mom, you know. Growing up, she, you know, had certain hardships as a young pinay with a kid and from Hawaii and stuff like that. So I watched her like kind of like grow herself because she was still super young. She you know, read self-help books. We went to church. We did devotions, like anything. We meditated, like just all kinds of different stuff to keep the mental and spiritual intact. Because you can do all this business stuff, you can have all these accomplishments, but none of that is gonna mean anything or fulfill you if you don't have that like spiritual connection.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
I feel like right now, so I work for our city government, right?
Right.
And I feel like at this point, and I know it's coming every single year, right? And I should be able to prepare myself, but my brain and just like my mental capacity just totally feels like not in the right place.
Yeah.
And I told myself in the beginning of the year, okay, I know it's coming, prepare myself. But when you're really in the lava, it's just hard to either like feel like you're sinking more than you're going to be swimming. Maybe I shouldn't say lava.
Right.
Maybe a better word.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, self-care, just like health or anything, it all takes, you know, time and discipline. And I'm reaching a point like people think I'm super young, and I am like young. I'm still in my 20s, but I'm like I'm in my late 20s now, you know. So you know, I've been through some things. I've done some growing up, and I'm also reaching this point where, you know, it's been years since I've been in my parents' house or my mom's house, and it's like me and my girlfriend were talking about, like, you know, we just at some point you have to get disciplined for yourself. You know, you really do. Like, you can't keep eating trash and then expecting to perform.
My goodness.
But again, this is like, I'm not trying to preach. This is like what I'm telling myself.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but you're right.
No, you're definitely right.
Yeah. But on top of that, you know, some mentors right now that I watch, I watch a lot of like other interviews from entrepreneurship, tech, hip hop. I draw inspiration from a lot of places. I actually have like my own hip hop blog that I try to help other like artists and people in music or trying to come up in music.
Where can they find that?
So that's called OTD Hip Hop, On the Daily Hip Hop.
Oh, yay.
Blog. That's on my website, but I have like all social media channels, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that, Instagram, all that. Anyways, on top of that, there's a couple guys I want to shout out. Gary Vaynerchuk. He is an entrepreneur that I watch all the time. He has content every single day.
Oh, every day.
Yeah. Specifically for rappers and like music entrepreneurs, there's this guy named Curtis King. He's a producer, rapper, but like an entrepreneur. So he does like, and he talks about like mental health and stuff too. So that's that. This other guy named Brandman Sean. This other channel called Smart Rapper, that's probably like the most popular one. It's ran by this guy named Rob Level, and he just has like real quick and easy videos of like real marketing tactics you can do, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Like, there's so much content out there, so much material for you guys to just go ahead and like soak in, and then, you know, use it in your own way. Yeah.
Jehzan, I do want to say though, and I love seeing your content, that I resonate more when I see someone who resembles me.
Right.
So definitely your OTD, it's called
OTD Hip Hop. Yeah.
OTD Hip Hop definitely will help not just me, not just Lelaine, not just Kahea and Linda, who are not here with us today, but everyone who's watching us and everyone who identifies as Pilipinx or all of that. Yes. So how about you for your identity as a Pilipinx? So growing up, have you been very proud of it? Like, how has that journey been?
When I was really young, I went to a private school. So in Hawaii, like, race wasn't really a thing, but in a way, in a private school, in a small private school at that, race is highly connected to your social class, your family's economic standing, financial literacy of your family and stuff. So in school, like, initially Filipinos were kind of like picked on because most of my peers were like middle class Korean, Chinese.
I see.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
Makes sense.
On top of that, like, the religious factor, right? Like, which depending on like the religious school or church, it's like which race brought that religion.
Yeah.
So then they have like there's a hierarchy in a way, you know.
Yeah.
But I still love church. I still I'm not involved personally, but I am still have like my connections within other churches and stuff like that. So it's a big part of my dad's family. So I have no choice but to accept it, you know. But yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so for now, you know, you were here at KNDI with Clea Bryant, as well as being on the show now. How do you feel like you would like to see more hip hop, more rap in Hawaii's Filipino community?
Right. I think what's interesting about Hawaii, and I'm gonna get more of these questions, especially after coming from tour off Davao. I think the American culture is like individualistic, and then Filipino culture itself is very group oriented. So sometimes I feel like in any industry, because I've been in college, I've done sports, I've been in the military, and you know, music and marketing and all this stuff, I feel like a lot of times people, whether you're local or transplanting from wherever else, especially when it comes to like a particular industry, sometimes I feel like people look to Hawaii just to become the big fish in the small tank. You can call it crabs in the barrel, but I like to say it like that instead, because everyone comes with like it's a smaller thing, you know. You don't have as many matches, I guess you can say, if we related it to like boxing or something. So you can really like up yourself really fast if you do something different, which is good in a way. But at the same time, sometimes I don't feel like people are really expanding the network. They're just like trying to like grow it for themselves. I see it in the Filipino community and in a lot of communities, not just Filipino communities. But as far as like what I want to see for Filipino representation, like you guys, like we just gotta, I don't know, in Hawaii we have like this weird thing where I feel like my peers don't really think about that representation. They're busy going to raves or, you know, raising their kids, which is all fine, like do you know. But at the same time, it's like, what are you doing all of that for? And maybe if we had that representation, people could look to, you know, better leaders than whatever else they're looking at.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Any other questions, Lelaine?
It's Sunday, St. Patrick's Day.
I know.
Yo.
You got any plans later?
No. I've been busy this whole week and weekend, and going into another like full week.
I was about to say, every weekend this month you are booked up.
Oh yeah, I mean all the time. Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Thanks.
Oh my goodness. So we'll be back after these songs.
Thank you guys so much.
With Jehzan Moore. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, seriously, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Wow. I'm like just in awe, just listening to you. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh. You're so good.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. You know?
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on Instagram and
shouts
on
out
Facebook.
these ladies right here and everyone else who's supporting. I wanted to see something like this on KNDI in a long time.
So has the owner.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. What was I trying to say? Do you have her song? Do you have Jehzan's song?
Yeah, it is.
Do you have? Are we playing this song and then Jehzan's song?
We can, yeah.
Okay. Or should we, you know what? Maybe after the rapid fire. Are we done with rapid fire questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we come back, maybe Lelaine will kick it off to you.
Okay.
You can welcome us back to the Pilipinx Collective, and then you can say this is you can, I don't know how much you want to say about this song, and then just give Lelaine the cue when it started.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
We're gonna play promos though.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And then commercials.
Nice.
Sounds good. So cool.
But you know what I realized the biggest thing, like I guess big picture speaking, what I realized in Davao from speaking to my friends in the hip hop community and everything else that they're doing, for one, it's like, oh gosh, I'm kind of tired. But what was I gonna say?
No problem.
So like as Fil-Ams, especially whether we came from the Philippines and like grew up here, or if we were born here and then raised Filipino through the American lens or however you want to, or Hawaiian lens, however you want to see it. So I used to think, like, I think a lot of times Fil-Ams associate Filipino culture with what our parents or grandparents teach us, because that's what they're teaching, but that's the old generation, right? There is always a younger generation that thinks totally differently, or is starting to think differently, and that's the biggest thing that I saw there, is like, you know, a lot of what I thought is Filipino and traditional was just traditional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Traditional.
It wasn't
period.
necessarily Filipino, because Filipino culture, just like culture always evolves, you know,
Yes.
the younger generation. And this has come out of my friend's mouth, and they said, like, we're more free thinking, we are open to other things. So even in Davao itself, like, I was surprised to see a lot of females at shows. And I just thought it was cool, you know,
Yeah.
because me and my girlfriend still have family in the countryside, in Ilocos Sur and Ilocos Norte, and the girls, it's still traditional for our sisters in those settings, you know.
Yeah.
But just like anything, so I was like, oh, it's cool. It was really cool.
It's a good contrast. And
Yeah.
comparison to what, I mean, being in Davao.
Right,
and
right.
knowing about your family. Wow.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, I have chickens here.
Yeah, no, it was really cool because for a minute I feel like in America and maybe in Hawaii too, like a lot of my peers in music are not looking to be educated like by an institution, whether they had a bad experience or they're trying to just do it completely, because you ultimately don't necessarily need one. But my
KNDI
peers in the
Radio and the
Philippines,
Philippine
they'll
Cultural
take any
Foundation of
education
Hawaii
they can.
will host
So a
the
lot of them,
Hawaii
like,
Food
they're
Bank Drive
engineers, they're
on
marketing
Saturday,
professionals, and
March
we're all about the
23,
same age as well, in our
2019,
20s
from
or
10
you know?
a.m.
Yeah.
to 1 p.m.
A lot of my
at the
peers over there,
Filipino
like the guys on the
Community
picture,
Center
like
in
they're not
Waipahu
just regular
with a live
rapping
broadcast
and smoking weed,
featuring
you know,
KNDI
they have jobs, they
personalities
have like
and
careers
Philippine
and
Cultural
stuff.
Foundation
And the
of
fact that they
Hawaii
want to,
members.
because
Hawaii Food Bank
in a
is the
country
only
where there is
Hawaii
like no
non-profit
opportunity or
501c
no access
agency
to
that
opportunity,
collects,
they'll take any
warehouses,
fucking opportunity
and
there is, you
distributes
know?
mass
So I was
quantities
like, that's weird
of
how
perishable,
over here they don't really think like
non-perishable
that. I think we
food
got spoiled
to help
through
feed our
immigration,
Hawaii
you
ohana.
know?
Can I ask
Founded
you that
in
question?
1964,
Okay.
it has
I want
served
you to-
Hawaii's
okay.
families
Maybe
for
later
over
after we do
Yeah.
the song and
35
stuff, yeah.
years.
Oh my
Every
God.
$10
I know we
Giving
could
me
go on,
life,
we
giving
could
me
go on,
life.
we could go
provide
on and on.
approximately
But
25
yeah,
meals.
guys.
Oh my
All
God,
Phil-Am
seriously.
domestic
representation.
food must be an open
Yeah.
or
What's funny,
new
my boss
and
at
not
work, she's
expired, and the
she's
top 5
Irish,
most
and
wanted
she
food
celebrates St.
items
Patrick's Day,
are
but she told me like the whole
canned
history about
proteins
it too.
like
Is it
tuna
not? No, I
and
don't.
chicken,
It's actually like it's not
canned
even
meals
St. Patrick's is not
like
even an
stew,
Irish guy.
spaghetti,
Oh my
and
God.
Oh,
cheese,
was he a colonizer?
canned
Yes.
vegetables,
Oh,
He was the guy who
Canned
brought
fruit
Catholicism.
Oh,
that
and
makes sense.
rice.
Oh, yeah.
KNDI
But
and
they
the
still
Philippine
celebrate it because
Cultural
of
Foundation of Hawaii
Irish representation
That's true.
and
your
Ireland
support
itself.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good
Food
rep.
Yeah.
To at least have
that
not
helps
these,
to
but
fight
that represents
hunger
Yeah.
in
And
Hawaii.
I gotta say,
We
I
ask
recognize
you
it as a fact
to
of,
drop off
of
your
Irish
monetary
Yeah.
donation
heritage
Exactly.
as opposed
or
To who
food
is
products
related,
Yeah,
right?
that's
at
so true.
the
It's just a
Welcome
logo
Center
for the
Yeah,
most part.
kind
March
of.
Yeah.
23rd.
Yeah.
or
So I thought that was really
deadline to mail
Shout
in
out on
your
knowledge.
monetary
Yeah.
donation.
Seriously.
Check
Give us a
payable
call.
to Hawaii Food Bank
946-2845.
by March 21, 2019.
What's up, fam? Thanks for tuning in,
KNDI Radio,
guys.
Food Bank Drive,
We on
1734
all morning. Well,
Southeast
for the
Street,
next
Honolulu,
whatever,
Hawaii,
30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
96826. Every donation will receive a receipt for the value of the gift.
This is a very long
Thank
commercial.
you very much.
That's a promo we have to play.
Oh, I cannot see anything.
Oh,
so
don't worry.
I'm just
Hey everyone,
pretending
this
here.
is
Yeah.
Rachel Carol. Starting Sunday, November 18th, tune
Just
in
a little
every
crutch,
Sunday morning
yeah.
from
Yeah.
7:30
Maybe you can bring
to
us
9
in the
o'clock
links
on
and you can tell us
KNDI
who's
Radio
watching.
1270 AM to the Fil-Am Career Community
Shout
Hours
out to
presentation
whoever's
of the
watching
Pilipinx Collective,
the
a
live
show
stream.
celebrating and empowering the future generations and exploring the millennial Pilipinx perspective as we grow through life together.
Is it done when this interview is done? You're gonna show me. Oh, okay.
To our valued
Oh, okay.
listeners, how much is your Philippine property worth? If you had it for a while, it has probably gone up in value. Pacific Century Realty
Man, I
can
wish I
sell
could-
your
I
condo,
wish I could.
house,
I wish I
or
could live
vacant
multiple
land
places.
in the Philippines
Yeah, yeah.
for you. And if you haven't invested in Philippine condo yet, We can help you with that too.
What is your
We partnered with the biggest developers
Oh,
such as
okay.
Ayala Land,
SNDC,
SNDC, and Century Properties. We specialize in properties in Metro Manila, Cebu,
You know, I
and
do
Davao.
wish I
For
went
more
into, like,
information,
business.
call us today
Yeah,
for
like
a
any
free
type
no
of-
obligation
Yeah.
assessment of your
Like,
property.
My mindset is
Call or text
never
us
really
at
there. Mine is always-
808-478-9688
Yeah,
or
yeah.
email us
Like rolling
at
and rolling.
Yes.
cordaerocorp@aol.com
What do you want
today.
for now?
Actually, I don't. I haven't. Yeah. I just put it in 1 year all the time.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
After this commercial, we just have one.
Pagaropem kadi ang makasalbar ka
I
iti
need-
panakasiguro ti lugan mo, ti Go Low Auto Policy, Manipod Island Insurance, ket pakasalbaran ti ginaskasot. Manipod 27 dolya kada bulan, ti Go
That's
Low ti
cool.
mababaan ang
Yes.
bayamanan panakasiguro ti lugan
I gotta talk to
Manipod
you about the
Island
free classes.
Insurance.
You guys-
Saan
Oh,
mo
yeah, we have,
naulayan
you know,
iti
we got it.
palakaso
Yeah,
ti
yeah,
agdama nga insurance ti lugan
Me
mo.
and my mom
Para
will
iti
learn.
libre nga kotasyon,
She
telephone
can
1 iti
understand Ilocano, but she
643
just answers in
4000.
English. She
When no
Same thing for my
bisitahin
girlfriend.
iti
And then for me, I live there
islandinsurance.com.
with
Yeah.
Sila dayo ti Island Insurance as a komunidad komunidad Filipino can top
But it was
50
okay though, right, when you were in
PNC
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can
Nasyon.
just speak English.
Island
for the most
roots,
part. Yeah, true.
Island
Yeah.
values, Island Insurance.
Any comments? Oh, sorry.
You are listening to KNDI Radio 1270 AM, the voices from around the world.
I have Lillian go first.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome back to the Pilipinx Collective. Jehzan, so we have one comment from Francis via
Hey.
Facebook Live. He goes, Jehzan, you have a clear vision of where you want to go. The
Aw.
destination is not the goal, it is the journey. Keep
Oh, yeah.
growing.
Oh, that is
Thank you
so
so much,
nice.
Francis. Yo, shouts out to you, brother. I'm gonna message you later.
And so we're gonna go into segue of Dear DJ. So we have a question from Kenny via Instagram. Okay. Many of the supposedly major local corporations such as banks, transportation, utilities, and real estate sales and development, for example, are all owned and managed by non-locals. How do we support more local talent in those industries and keep those positions prioritized towards locals?
Definitely. Oh, sorry. Hold on. This is Radiant, and I don't know if I'm fully thinking of this in the best way, but I think just it was something that Jehzan kind of brought up about the big fish in a small pond. If we just make that pond bigger, meaning more opportunities from the get-go, from education-wise, whether it be trade or whatever, like just expanding it here locally from the
Yeah.
beginning,
Yeah.
and making those opportunities available through whether it be workshops or at the corporations themselves.
Yeah.
Those corporations themselves need to start valuing local talent or local workforce from the top to the bottom, and that's how they can start getting people who are local to the top
Yeah.
levels of their corporations.
Yes.
So I mean I can talk about it more, but I'll just end it at that. How about you, Lillian?
I think just being more intentional about where you're consuming and who you're
Mhm.
consuming from. So like anything from groceries to where you're getting your internet or like where you're getting your house fixed. Be more intentional. Do your research
Mhm.
and figure out who's local and who's not. And I
Mhm.
think that could help a lot.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Jehzan?
I think that, like, I kind of agree with both of your guys' statements. Ultimately, I feel like government should get involved as far as regulation of those things, because this is the state of Hawaii, or this is
Mhm,
Hawaii.
yeah.
And, you know, we can keep exploiting it all we want, but look at what it's doing, you know. On top of that, I think that for the, you know, our urban communities in particular, like, we just need better services for everyone who's working class. I don't know, we could go on and on. Like, I think everyone needs therapy. I think we could use financial literacy classes.
Yeah.
I think that we should bring home ec back to school, you know, like all these things to enable and give our youth and the next generation like the best tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course expanding the pool or
True.
opening the ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to like recognize what Lelaine said also, because we kind of saw this when Hawaiian Electric, I think there was another company from Florida that wanted to come and take over our utilities, right? And when they tried doing outreach, and then when we, not we, I don't say we specifically, but when the masses of Hawaii said, hey, we want our local company, like it's a monopoly, but like we at least it's local. The people who head it right now are from Hawaii, and are, you know, grew up in Hawaii, raised their families in Hawaii, and so like we kept it in Hawaii now, you know. And I know it was like maybe I want to say it was like a good 5 years of discussion between when that company from Florida approached our state's Public Utilities Commission, and it was like maybe 2 years of outreach for that company, going to different communities, neighborhood boards, or just community organizations. And I mean, for those 2 years, it was a resounding no. You know, we value our local company. So no matter how much money you're gonna, millions and millions of dollars you're gonna, or maybe it was almost billions of dollars you were going to throw at it. So so I just want to say, totally. Like it, like if we are able to, come together at that, I think I haven't seen our communities, like different communities, come together as a whole community against something in a long time in that way, because like there are things that people agree with and disagree with, but this one I think was a huge thing that was totally in disagreement with. But sorry, that's a long-winded out example.
It's
but
Sunday.
It is. It's
out.
Sunday. But I think but for local corporations hiring local, it all also goes back to, we had another Dear DJ question, Jehzan, about like making sure people like that go to college elsewhere but bringing them back home, you know, just making sure that people who do go to college elsewhere internationally or other places in the nation, that hey, you can have that opportunity here just as you would have the opportunity on the mainland or in another country. Because at this point, so many of my friends are not here, you know, from high school. My group of friends are living in England, Japan, of course the mainland mostly, but you know, I mean, hold on, can I just bring up the fact that I had a 10-year anniversary for high school, and a lot of them said, hey, you know, if you have something on the mainland, we can do it here, because more of them are on the mainland, and or in Japan. So they have something in Japan too, because that's where they see, where they think, they believe that where their talent is valuable. So I don't know how you feel about that for your experience, Jehzan, in high school, or you know, people that you know. I don't know.
It's a good question.
It is. It's a heavy question, actually. My brain is swirling with it. And hey, if you want to answer that question, you can comment on our live stream about that, and Lelaine will read out your response, or you can give us a call at 808-946-2845 or 808-946-2846 to share your answer to this Dear DJ question. All right, so after this Dear DJ, I'm going to kick it on over to Jehzan to introduce a little bit more about this song that we are going to present to you all on KNDI Radio, 1270 AM. Cool. All right, Jehzan, hit it.
So this song is about to play, Better Things. We mentioned that earlier on the show. Better Things featuring Bombs, aka Franz Herbana. He's a Davao City born, Kalihi bred, and Las Vegas living producer, engineer, artist, rapper, MC. Yeah. And this is our song. It just goes into it. Yeah.
Wow, that was a heavy question.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I don't. Oh, I want to go back to it because I was like, shoot. I don't want to discourage people who want to move here and respect our culture too.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. You can't say everything all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, Better Things is playing on KNDI right now.
So on there, I noticed that some people you can join in a.
Yes.
Do you have to allow it though?
Yeah. So one of the services I do for artists is we do live stream interviews, because what it does is that it pulls both of our friends stuff, so you can potentially have like double the views or the exposure. Yeah, so it's been working a lot because it's quick and easy. Yeah, and then you can save it.
Facebook can't do that, huh?
No, then you can save it, and then usually I save it and then I upload it to YouTube, so we have like an archive.
That's awesome.
So it's an easy way for me to
You know, on YouTube, it's like to go have a video up longer than 25 minutes, you have to have so many followers or subscribers.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's the issue I'm having right now, because I save it and I tried uploading our episodes, but you said you need more than, I don't know, 25 subscribers.
Yeah. You can get more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll push that instead. Yeah.
Because people will look at it on Facebook, but at least have it archived on YouTube.
True. Very true.
And plus, you never know what else you might start creating on YouTube, so you can have like a history,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
People will always go back to look. Yeah.
That's a great point.
Time is it now?
Oh, 8:40.
Wow.
Fast, yeah.
Yeah. It's 8:55 this is?
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's oh yeah, is there anything we want to mention?
Just upcoming shows and projects and stuff like that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. I'll have Lelaine ask you a few more questions.
Yeah, of
before we
course. Yeah, this is
question.
cool.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm like listening to her song.
yeah.
Thank you.
The interview portion, you'll ask more questions, and then Jehzan wants to talk about future shows.
Okay.
Yeah. I came very ill prepared.
It's okay, no need. Yeah. I don't bring anything really. Yeah.
This is just to hide me. Oh. Have you seen my theme song?
Yeah.
Theme song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It can.
Oh, that. I'll figure out something out.
Okay, and we are back. That was, I like that song. I really like that song.
So Jehzan,
Yes.
So wow. Okay, so where do you record first off?
Yeah, so I record on my own at home.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not a producer yet per se.
I would say that you are.
I enjoy emceeing and writing and trying to sing and stuff like that. So I record, for the most part, I record everything at my own house. I have like my own setup, but I outsource the mixing and mastering and artwork, and I get my friends involved and stuff like that. So my girlfriend is also a big part of the creative process.
Shouts to you.
Yeah, she listens to the kids that we our kids, like they listen to like the drafts that come in and stuff like that. So but this next EP that I'm about to drop, and I can talk about it in a second. I recorded the whole thing in Davao City, and it's being mixed and mastered in Davao. The artwork is being done by Davao
I think
artists.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, so it's a whole like Hawaii actually pinay Pinoy connection. Yeah.
I love it.
I'm glad you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just putting it all out there. Hey, it's Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The power of God is
Yes,
here, bro.
definitely. Yes.
Can
Can I just say that you are utilizing your resources
Yeah.
so well,
Yeah.
and just I think your passion and that drive to meet your goals is totally it's inspirational.
I'm glad.
Is
I'm
what
glad.
it is.
Yeah.
And okay, great. All right, so I feel a little emotional, so I think I'll kick it over to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
High five, friend. You got it.
Okay, so I know we've been already talking about it, but like, tell us about you and like, have you always seen yourself doing what you're doing? Growing up, did you see yourself doing this?
Yeah, so it's so weird because I remember being like, so to kind of preface, like I said, my mom, like, she was my biggest inspiration, still is like my biggest mentor in life, you know. And I watched her basically go from like minimum wage in my lifetime, go from like minimum wage to being a single woman who just bought her own house in the state of Hawaii. Like, to me, that like the tracks will prove it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to say much, like the tracks just prove it. Even for me, like, people might say certain things about me or have their own other perceptions or whatever, but it's like the tracks prove it, bro. Like, what for real? Like, and that's that hip hop in me, you know? Like, what? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe a little bit of like that localness in me
no,
too.
no, seriously, no. And that's what I like about Hawaii too. That you can go from like, you know, just super supporting, but also you really that whole recognition.
Yeah.
So
you have to have a little aggression.
Recognition. I meant definitely. So that's I told this to the girls here before. I really like the words like grit and grace. I have the grit part, but I'm looking for the graceful part in my life.
Like balance
I'm
it.
learning.
Yeah.
I really don't have that down, but just and when I say grace, I mean like in a way of like expressing it.
Right.
Like expressing my grit in a way where people can is best receptive to people, because all the time I'm just like, I don't know, just hard hitting and like swearing or whatever, you know. But and that's not receptive. I mean, people won't receive it, my message, in the best way if I'm doing it that way. And I totally understand that. And so just learning through how I can use that aggression and express it in a graceful, not graceful way.
You can always, you know, as an artist, I always tell you, say what you want, say it how you say it too. Like, don't put a filter. Nowadays, I feel like with social media and stuff like that, and people being more exposed, like right now, 10, 20 years ago, this interview wouldn't have been live streamed with all these other people involved and all this kind of stuff. So people are really part of the media now, you know? So at the same time, I think what's hard is that the younger kids and the next generation, they're like trying so hard to be likable. I brought this up. And just don't care about that. Like, what you will say is what is gonna be said.
True.
Like, did God ask for permission?
Oh,
like, you know, he just said,
I love it. Yeah.
Water, show up.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I wanted to ask you this earlier, but then I totally let that slip. But how do you see the differences in our generations, in our community, Filipino community, but also in so if you didn't know, you know now that Jehzan just did a tour in Davao. Shouts to you, Jehzan. Oh my gosh. Mindanao. Hopefully you can share this with them too, so that they see all the shout out and love to them.
It's 1 a.m. right now. They're probably still out.
Oh, probably then. Probably. But how about later on when they wake up and throughout the week they can definitely watch this. And so if you could just kind of like share some knowledge that you learned, you know, touring in Davao and being here as well.
Yeah, cool. I'm about to answer that question, but just real quick, I'm going back to your question, Elaine. So I got my inspiration from my mom, like, initially, and she always was like my coach, like, through sports, through student council. So this is like roles that I've done. You know what I mean? It's just I've stayed on like this upward trend. I think a lot of times especially in Hawaii, you can see it, like, because, you know, you can see based on peers who move or don't move, or peers who go to college and take another path. Like, it's all, you can see it, you know what I mean? And to me, I'm so blessed and so happy that my mom just always encouraged me through anything that I wanted to do. Business has always been like what I've kind of always wanted to study, and like the arts have kind of just been like, I guess, on the back end, but I've always done it. Like, I did spoken word in high school. I just wasn't like lit at that time. You know? I wasn't like and like all this stuff, like people talk to me about representation and what I'm doing. Like, me and my girlfriend, like sometimes we're talking about like only now y'all notice when I've been here on the island too. Like, I've been in the military. I'm not trying to like flex or anything, but like I've been in all these different communities, and this is what you guys are seeing now is me kind of like rising to the occasion of the different things that I represent. I am Fil-Am, I am LGBT, I am a veteran, but I'm also like an activist in that sense, you know, so it's like I come from all of these different worlds, including academia, you know, so and like I still got friends in the hood, still got friends who, you know, have a different type of lifestyle, you know, so but I'm glad that through that my mom and my girlfriend are really like supportive through all of that, so huge. But so thank you again for asking me about Davao. So shouts out all my homies in Davao, Mindanao, like just so awesome to have gone to Davao. I'm still like coming down from it. It's been about almost 2.5 weeks now, but what I realized there is I think the group culture is really big in the Philippines. That's just part of our culture itself. So even though in Davao in particular, there are a lot of different camps. It's a bigger city than Honolulu. So a small show was like 50 plus people, you know, and the show, and I did bigger shows than that. And so just from the pool of the population and the young people, they're kind of like, you know, to go. And what I found was I really kind of like related to a lot of the Filipino artists that I met and worked with over there, because a lot of my homies or artist friends in Hawaii or in the US, a lot of them like don't want to go to college or don't see a need for education, and they have their own right to think that, and there are different ways and paths to go as far as whatever it is you want to accomplish. But the people in the Philippines, like, the opportunities don't come as often, so they will take any opportunity to get educated. They'll put on the religious uniform to get educated, to learn English, to utilize their other languages and stuff like that, and still enter a workforce where they're getting paid less.
We really take that for granted.
And then enter a workforce where they're getting paid less and don't even get that representation. I have friends who work in call centers, who work for outsourced jobs, who work overseas, and just seeing it, like, it's easy for our parents to be like, oh, you know, in the Philippines it's like this, or to read it on the news, like, oh my god, this is happening in the Philippines, like, but these young people are going through it, and they're still creating music, they're still utilizing their voices, and whether or not who or what is in leadership, you know,
definitely.
Like, they could care less.
I agree. You know, okay, so I have my most favorite Filipino rap song, now besides yours, is Glock 9's Walang Natira.
I don't know that one.
So
but
it's about OFWs and just and it's just talking about working really hard and getting all those opportunities. So exactly what you said. Maybe I'll just message you the link later on. But so wow, just really hit home with that. We are coming up close to the 9 o'clock time. But I do want to give you the opportunity to just shout out to people that you want to shout out to again, or let us know what is up and coming for you.
Right. Shouts out everyone watching. Shouts out G and our Keiki for watching. Anyone else who's watching from Davao to Hawaii or the mainland, wherever you're at. Shouts out these two lovely ladies, Radiant and Lalaine. We've connected about over a month ago, and then kind of just stayed in contact, and I'm so happy that this is finally like coming into fruition. I did a short interview with her on Thursday, so that was really fun. Anyways, as far as upcoming events, I'm pretty much booked all throughout March. I'm going to be involved with this camp called Sarilingawa this coming weekend. Really excited for that at Camp Erdman. So that's not open to the public, but shouts out all the youth that are going to be at that, and all the educators and supporters and Camp Erdman staff that are going to be a part of that. I'll be performing and doing like a little workshop
So
for them.
exciting.
And then so on top of that, I do like private gigs too. So I have another private gig like the next day, but it's for family, so it's good.
Is it in town?
No.
Okay, so no, is it in town? Meaning like you're gonna have to go from Sardine go back
Yeah,
to.
so I'm gonna have to go from
town.
North Shore to Waipahu, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okinawa
Oh,
Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
to
okay.
say.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Oh, I was about to feel for you. I was like, oh, I feel you then. Still.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And then I have a show, more details coming up, but I have a show March 29th. That's the last Friday of this month. After that, I have a show at Anna O'Brien. Shouts out again,
Nice.
Navara, Hawaii. That's going to be Friday, February 5th. April 5th.
nice.
And then I have that, Lalene's gig at Box Jelly in April as well. And then another like youth conference with Miss Pilipinx, Hawaii,
Wow.
that we're kind of like brainstorming about now,
Nice.
coming in May. So pretty much like
Wow.
through May, there's a lot. And still like I still have vlogs to drop. I still have a music video to drop from Davao City. I'm currently working and pretty much almost done with the next EP that I'm gonna release. Basically, I'm having a
exciting.
spring EP, probably gonna release next month, and then a summer EP, probably like June or July. Yeah, so 2 different concepts of EPs. One is basically like Davao based, and the other one is kind of like summer love kind
Got
of
it,
thing. So
got
kind
it.
of different.
So
yeah,
if they want to learn more, they need to follow you, JehzanExclusive,
Yes.
on
all
social media,
Twitter,
yeah.
Facebook, Instagram,
Website.
SoundCloud, Bandcamp, all
There you
streaming
go.
outlets, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music,
Wow.
like just everywhere. bro.
Everywhere.
On top of that, I do have my website, JehzanExclusive.com. Most of my peeps already know that. My blog is hosted on there.
Nice.
On top of that, for all of the different channels I run, OTD Hip Hop, Third Eye Films, which is a basically like media company that me and my girlfriend run. Also on YouTube and all social
Nice.
media, and SkyLex Entertainment that we haven't really officially announced yet, but that's kind of like the little record
Sneak
label
peek.
that we got building through all of
What?
this. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You're
Thank
doing
you.
huge things.
Yes.
So, and if it's okay, I really want to have Jehzan back with us. Just to
Yeah,
like, keep
I'm
us
excited
posted on everything that's
to
going.
do all that. Yeah.
So, everyone, thank you for joining us on the March 17th edition of the
Yes.
Pilipinx Collective. Please let us know how you can support Jehzan, how you can support the
Yes.
Pilipinx Collective by reaching out to us on social media. And stay tuned into next time.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Aloha.
Bye.
You guys are awesome.
You are awesome. Oh my
You're
goodness.
awesome. Thank
You
you.
inspire me so much. Moly.
I'm glad you guys, are doing this and letting us represent. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for helping. Yeah, put that out there.
This is for you guys.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Hey, can you give a shout out to Linda Nunez who's
Shout out
watching?
Linda.
She's usually right here with me.
Hey, thank you for tuning in. We out here, Pilipinx Collective.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
So this CD.
Oh, Demi.
Hi, Demi. So good to see you, sis. Can't wait to see you again. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Is it
Yeah.
available on iTunes?
No, this one not yet, but I do have some songs that's out on streaming. Yeah. Island Waves of City Haze Volume 3. So this EP, the artist who made this is from Davao, where he lives in Sacramento now. Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining us.
This is my most recent one. But I'm dropping more this year, yeah. So I only have one copy, and then I have my OTV hip hop sticker too. But I only have one. I have limited stuff, but it's for the
That's fine.
collective.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody can have.
Are you sure?
Yeah, totally. It's all good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. You guys got everything? I just need a sign.
What time is it? 9 already? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys after.
Your phone.
Oh.
I was gonna leave my live stream. Shoots, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Aloha.